Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to make a video on business studies, the second chapter of business studies, that is principles of management. Okay. So, dear student, as you know, management has to perform various functions in order to achieve the organization goal, and these functions should be applied effectively if they are based on certain principles of management. So what are that principles of management? Principles of management are broad and general broad and general guidelines for decision making and behavior of managers. Means they are not rules, they are not rules, they are only suggestions given by the principles, or they are suggestions given by the researchers and thinkers and scholars of management, that in a particular situation what kind of rule or which rule can be applied. And because these principles are based on cause and effect relationship, so here you can predict what is the result if you are applying a certain particular principle. For example, we are taking one example, that one principle of management is division of work. Division of work means we have to divide our work in small segments, and this the positive effect of this division of work is to increase the efficiency and to improve the standard, to improve the its effect is to improve the specialization in the work. Means it improve the specialization. Its positive effect is specialization and improve in efficiency. So there are 14 principles that we will discuss one by one. And here only I want to tell you that these principles of management are generally only general and broad guidelines, which is useful for the manager. They have used them, that general guidelines, in a particular situation. Okay. So now to understand it very means broadly, we have to compare it with uh, science principles. So we have discussed what is the definition of science principles. Science principles are called pure science principles. Why we call them pure? Because they are present in nature. Okay, they are present in nature and they are static in nature, they are rigid in nature, you can't change it. These are same in all places, all situations, and whether either that is India or America, whatever the condition is there, but all principles are same in case of science. Okay, so science principles, they are rigid in nature and applied in static and absolute manner. Means you can't change it, and they are not keep pace with changing environment. It means they are not flexible in nature. Okay, they need not to change itself according to the situation. So as they are not changed with the time. Okay, understand? So management principles are not flexible, they are not static in nature, they are only general guidelines and they can be changed according to the condition or demand of the time. But science principles are pure, they are absolute, they are static, they are rigid in nature, you can't change them. Understand? Okay, come to the next point. Here we compare management principles with management techniques. First of all, you should understand what is technique. Technique means the way of doing a work, the steps of the steps to do complete any task on a work. Okay, so these techniques, they are procedures. Procedures means series of steps. Okay, they are procedures which involves a series of steps to achieve desired goal. Okay, so many techniques are there that we have to use for completion of task. In case of management also, there are 8 techniques which you have learned in the next topic. Okay, these techniques are used for a particular task. For example, motion technique. Motion technique means it reduce the unnecessary motion. Okay, that is called motion study. Okay, and so many techniques are there that we will discuss again. Then come to the next point, that is values. What is values? Values are here, right? Values are here is moral values. Okay, what is moral values? Moral values is only a general rule for behavior of individual in the society. Means how you can behave in this, how human being can be behave in the society. Okay, for example, don't lie, and and don't steal, means they are general moral guidelines how to behave, how to live in the society. So these values are ethical in nature, but management principles are technical in nature. Okay, they are not ethical in nature. Okay, and they are journal that management principles are formed by observation and experimentation, whereas values are formed through common practice, means according to the common general practice which is doing in the how you are behaving in the society, good or bad techniques, that is good or bad things, it is depend upon the behavior of human beings. Okay, now come to the next topic, that is derivation of principles of management. Derivation means how these principles are formed, how these management principles are derived. Okay, so management thinkers and scholars and researchers have observed so many certain conditions, or so many certain actual events in a general practice, and then analyze them, and then to develop or to get some guidelines. Okay, so that is their observation. After observation, after keen observation of certain actual practice, or actual practice of events in a actual life, then they have analyzed them and they have get some guidelines. Okay, that is their observation. The second part is experimentation, and after getting these general guidelines, they are tested repeatedly. Okay, in a actual life, in a actual situation, where and in different types of organization. Okay, profitable, not profitable, like factories, like hospitals, like sport clubs, and all everywhere they have used that general guidelines. And if they are getting same result from every type of organization, then they are converted into certain principles. Then these general guidelines converted into principles, and we call them principles of management. Okay, now come to the next topic of this chapter, that is nature characteristic, okay, of principles of management. We are discussing here all the nature or characteristic of principle management one by one. Okay, that is very important topic. Come to the first one, that is universal applicability. I think you understand very well what is universal concept. Universal means which exist everywhere. Means these management principles are universal in nature. You can apply them every type of organization, whether it is big, large, small, and all profitable, not profitable, all type of countries, every level of management, means they are exist everywhere. So that's why we call them, they are universally applicable. Okay, now come to the next point, that is general guidelines. Already we have discussed, these are not rules, these are only general guidelines which suggest, which guide the manager how to take a decision in a particular situation, in a particular time, how they can take a decision. Okay, so that's why they are only general guidelines which is given, which is the suggestion given to the manager how to behave in the particular situation. Not these are not rules, it is not necessary to apply them. Okay, so it is totally depend upon the manager how they are going to apply it. Okay, certainly some good effects are there if they are applying these general guidelines or these principles. That's why these are very important. Then come to the third part, that is formation of these principles. Already we have discussed their derivation, that these principles are formed by continuous observation and repeated experiments. When these general guidelines getting a same result on a particular situation, then these general guidelines are converted into principles of management. That's why we call them, they are formed by practice and experimentation. Okay, then come to the fourth point. Already we have discussed that flexibility, means these principles are not rigid and static or absolute like pure science principles. They are flexible in nature, they can change according to the situation, because principle of management, these are formed for the human beings, for the managers, and managers are human beings, and human nature is very unpredictable, very complex in nature. That's why in every situation every person is thinking differently. And you can say our business organizations or business units are existed in a business environment, and there are five type of environment, and they are dynamic in nature. And that's why, because of their because these are dynamic in nature, they have to cope up themselves with the certain situations, certain business environment. That's why they should be flexible in nature, and according to the condition and situation, these are flexible in nature, we can change them. Okay, come to the fifth point, that is mainly behavior. Already we have discussed that these management principles are formed for the managers. These are the general guidelines which guide the manager how to behave in a particular situation. That's why they are mainly behavior in nature, and they can change, they can influence the behavior of human beings. As you know, management principles are applied by the human being and applied on the human beings. Okay, because they are applied by the managers and they are applied on the workers. That's why they are mainly behavior in nature, and these principles are having a quality, having a ability to influence the behavior of human beings. Okay, the next point, sixth point, is cause and effect relationship. Already we have discussed that principle of managements are depend upon the cause and effect relationships, because whenever we are applying any of principle, first we think about its outcomes. Okay, already we have taken example of division of work. If we want that specialization and increase in efficiency of our organization, then we should use the principle of division of work. Okay, so that's why whenever we are using these principles of management, they are already connected with cause and effect relationship. Okay, whatever the situation is forming there, if uh, smooth functioning is not there, if we are not getting finalize good work, quality work, then we can use division of work. It will give us specialization and increase our efficiency. Okay, then come to the last one, that is a very important topic, that important characteristic of management, that is contingent. Already we have discussed that our that all principles are contingent or dependent on the particular situation. Okay, whenever a particular situation is there, we have to change, we have to flexible our management principles. Okay, we can change them according to the condition. That's why they are contingent in nature, they are not rigid and absolute like science principle. We can change them according to the change in the dynamic business environment. Okay, now come to the last topic of this video, that is significance or importance of principles of management. Okay, so in that case, that you can understand by above discussion that how these principles are important and significant for the any organization. In this context, the first point is providing managers with useful insight, means they guide manager how to behave in a particular situation, so that they can able to achieve the organizational goal. Okay, they can able to control the working or the functioning of the organization in order to achieve the organizational goal effectively and efficiently. Okay, so that's why we say here that these principles of management are providing manager with a useful insight, means they give them, they are these on the basis of these use of these principles of management, managers are able to forecast what should be the outcomes of particular situation or particular principle of management. Okay, then come to the next one, optimum utilization of resources and effective in administration. Okay, optimum utilization of resources and effective administration. Optimum utilization of resources means, as you know, three resources are there, 3M. You know what is men, money and machine. Man means human resource, money means financial resource, machine means physical resource. All three resources are optimally utilized by the use of these principles, and by reducing the wastage, and by reducing the that whatever the useless work, we can improve the efficiency, so that our administration should be very effective. Okay, so that's why we can say that with the help of these principle of management, we can optimally use all three resources, that is human resource, physical resource, and financial resource. Then come to the third point, scientific decisions. On the whatever the decisions taken by manager on the basis of these principles of management, these are scientific in nature, and that's why because already you know these principle of management are based on cause and effect relationship. It is scientific in nature. That's why whatever the decision taken by manager, they are scientific, and there should be specialization is there, and improved increased efficiency is there. That's why these principles are very important. Then come to the fourth point, meeting changing environment requirements. Okay, as you already know that our organization, our business unit is existing in a that dynamic business environment that is changing with every time. There are certain changes are there in any type of environment. Five environments are there that should be we studied in earlier chapter, next third chapter. Then you can understand five types of environment are there, that is economical, political, legal, and social. Okay, so whatever the changes, or political, whatever the changes in any of these five environment, that can affect the business, our business or our business operation. That's why these principle of management, they are contingent in nature. Already you have studied here, they are contingent in nature. That is very easy to you for us to change according to change our strategy, to change our planning according to the change in the business environment. Okay, so that point is very important, meeting changing environment requirements. Whatever the requirements there we can change our planning. Okay, come to the next point, that is fulfilling social responsibilities. Okay, by the use of these principle of management, we can able to fulfill all the social responsibilities, which is because our organization, our business unit is existing in a society, and we are using our social resources. Okay, man, material, machine, or are comes from the society. That's why we are having a certain social responsibility, and we have to fulfill them. Okay, so by using that principle, we are able to fulfill our social responsibilities. Then come to the last point, that is management, training, education, and research. With the use of these principles of management, it no doubt they increase our knowledge, they increase our efficiency. So by the use of by the use of training, education, and research, by the application of these principle of management, we are able to increase our knowledge, we are able to cope up with the dynamic environment, because we are existing, we are living in a dynamic environment, and so many changes are going on every time. That's why we can cope up with them. We can whatever the problems, whatever difficulties come in our path in achieving our organizational goal, we can reduce them, we can overcome them. So that's why you can understand the importance of principle of management. And that's all over for this today's video. And stay home, stay safe, goodbye.